This is Spoken by Elswith, a femdom hypnosis podcast, Season 4. Notice how you feel right now. Are you busy and stressed? Are you as idle as a painted ship upon a painted ocean? After today's session, you're going to feel 10 times better. Or maybe 20. Or maybe, hey, you're doing something amazing right now, so just 3 times better. Whatever level you're at now, I promise that you'll have a smile on your face after this one. So don't forget to notice how you feel now and how you feel later. Perhaps toss it in a polite note to a dear mistress. Part of the reason I'm so confident is because today's session, it includes a decent bit of aftercare in the awakener. It would be a shame to miss out on the bonding that happens in afterplay, right? So what do your daydreams reveal about you? We all daydream, everyone, but unlike everyone, you choose to cultivate daydreams and your ability to enter shared daydreams. That ability to enter those in a different way, with hypnosis, it takes you deep and then sets you free. Power play often leads to floating and another type of freedom. So today's femdom hypno session is going to take you to both extremes, diving deeply down and then soaring high to float. You'll experience the self-to-self conversation of daydream in both, and moving forward you'll be even more aware of your daydreams and what they're nudging you towards and what they reveal. Freud referred to daydreams as a tool to experience repressed desires and instincts that weren't acceptable in our waking world. For now, I want you to find your ideal spot to begin today's session. It starts with a new type of focus for relaxation, eases into a conversational induction, and it does make use of Season 4's trigger. That's a free download on the website if you don't have it already. As with any trigger, make sure you do it a few times before you expect it to work. If you haven't found a spot yet, press pause and resume when you have. If you are in your spot, start breathing deep. Work out if you need another pillow, perhaps want to adjust a bit more. Or maybe just ask yourself if you left something cooking on the stovetop. As you do this, I want to thank 2 of my loyal listeners for their gifts. The first is a thank you to B, the Pikmin 4 game that was bought as a pre-release. It finally arrived. It is just as cute and whimsical as I assumed that it would be. It's a fun way to pass the time, and I'm actually surprised at how many people I know who are playing it. And also, thank you to R. It might be a little corny, but I added this murder mystery book called Wrong Place, Wrong Time to the wish list, and R bought it for me along with a new notebook. It is one of my favorite types of notebooks. I don't think I'm going to use it to try to solve the murder mystery. I tend to just flow along with those. But it's fantastic. The funny thing is, I almost always read on a Kobo, an e-reader, so I have to get used to a book that can't, light itself up. But it is nicer to take to the beach. And a quick reminder that on my wish list, the Amazon one, there's a link for that. There is an item on there that if you purchase it, you do receive a reward. A personalized deep repetition session on anything you choose, well, within tasteful limits, and that goes out directly to you. So right up there in the top selling sessions of last week is gameplay. It's the listening room session where you're playing a board game unlike any other. Rolling the dice requires you to follow the instructions that number will reveal. The rules are simple. You're allowed to quit unless you've rolled a 6. The listening room sessions are set in the same headspace location and use the same induction each time. They're a bit more of the fantastical sessions, and they have a safe word built in. So feel free to go lose yourself in that one after this one, okay? How are you doing with that breathing? I bet you could use a little guidance, so let's begin. This is Daydream Hypnosis. Descend to discover, ascend to reveal. Spoken by Elswith. By now, you should have found a comfortable spot to be in. Somewhere that you're unlikely to be interrupted. Where you feel supported and able to relax. I want you to place the fingertips of your ring fingers together. Experience it. Focus on that spot where they touch. Press together. Got it? Imagine a color that's created by that touch. There's no right nor wrong here. Choose the color that feels right now. And what feels right now may not feel right the next time or previous time you experience this session. And that's okay. That's fine. The color for now is the color you need to lead you into this experience. The color settles there between your fingers. It establishes a base and then seeks more. Much like a thread of incense smoke rising upward, freed from the confines of a solid state, allowed to dance and twirl, and spread to explore every nook and cranny it finds interesting. The color between your fingers rises up, and you notice that as you breathe in, you bring it in closer to you. And when you breathe out, the color may pause, wait, allowing you to release the air and to make room, make space, to breathe in more of this color, taking this correct color of cultivation into your body, and then breathing out stale air, colorless, drab, and spent, allowing your body to be free of this exhaled air, allowing more space for breathing in more. Continuing on, keep breathing. Know that if your fingertips move apart, that they'll continue to create your color of cultivation and curiosity. It's well established and in no danger of stopping now. What started as little sparks catching hold, gaining strength, will continue on until I awake you. I'm not sure when you'll slip deeper. Will you wait until an established trigger, or do you naturally sink as you hear the sound of my voice? Just as you are not sure what begins or ends your daydreams, the more you experience the planned shared daydreams that I create for you, the more you're aware of daydreams that splatter across the canvas of your life. But unlike that paint that holds tight and refuses to be ignored, your daydreams may slip quietly in, create their magical scene, and be away before you've even registered that they visited. You might like to notice them more in the future, devote more effort to uncovering a theme or message, or perhaps notice them more as little fantastical breaks, gifted moments of welcome escape. Suppose you have a pair of experiences given to you, allowing you two different extremes of sensation and being to let your daydreams run wild. Do you suppose, while deep, your daydreams would be more practical or obedient? How would it be if while floating you find the ideal spot to exist for seeing your life completely different? Or perhaps narrow that down, make that circle smaller, not your entire life, but a particular snippet, a puzzle, problem, or tarry bit of pavement that has grabbed hold of your shoe and will not let go. If you rise above and float, freeing it all, what will you find in those daydreams? Are you excited to find out? Daydreams and fantasies are a way that the mind and body connect. Ever have a steamy hot makeout session on a red sofa? And as time passes, whenever you see a red sofa, your daydreams just take on a life of their own. I suspect with many of your daydreams, you can work out the connection between your mind and body and know why your imagination took you there. And I know that while you experience many daydreams, you're guilty of ignoring those that feel like too much work, or risk, or what? Go on. You can be honest here in the space between us. This place I've created for you. What is it that makes you tuck those daydreams away instead of exploring them further? Of course, some of the pairings are not always that straightforward, which means you're welcome to just enjoy them as they come, without the cold shower of deep analysis. Daydreams run wild in the two states. Perhaps both are familiar to you. The first is deep in trance, where we go together, where we have visited many bedrooms, parties, ancient stone buildings, pirate ships, and more in that deep trance. And the other? It's the state that comes from obedience, giving, willingness, and submission, and quite often through other sensation play. Even if you don't regularly engage in power games of dominance and submission, you can still float. You can still follow my words and feel it, attain it. You can feel a float of the most submissive, obedient, loyal man after the most intense, wickedly intense session with a skillful mistress who knows how to play the emotions and play the body. These are two states where daydreams run wild, deep with trance and floating with subspace. Every time you listen to this session, you will improve your ability to trigger either spot. I'll even give you words to whisper or shout or write on your forearm to remind you of these states. Bits of escape from the world, a time out when you need it, a pause when you want it. A way to create a home for those daydreams to come to life, vivid with color, sensation, and perhaps even sound. Daydreams that you can mull on later, jot into a journal, or just discuss with a mate over a pint. A good mate, of course. You have all of this inside of you. We just need to train you. Train your mind and body and brain to open these two states and give you the space to find the meanings. Our daydreams reflect emotions or beliefs that we may have trouble facing. We express these parts of us in our inner world where we're safe from judgment. Daydreaming also makes you forget what you were doing. Daydreaming about something deep in your past, or daydreaming about a vacation in another country far removed from where you are right now. It increases the forgetfulness. It's a reset for your brain. Perhaps you'll find that using these states to induce daydreams will allow you to turn off the workday or get a jump start on a creative task. Your brain has two key systems: an analytical part for reasoned decisions and an empathetic part that allows you to relate to others. Now, in a cognitive task, your brain, it turns off the empathetic area so it can just get about its work. But when you're daydreaming, your mind, it naturally cycles through different modes of thinking. And during this time, the analytic and empathetic parts of your brain tend to turn each other off. Daydreaming makes you more creative. And I love when you create, when you produce something even if you have no plans to set it free into the world. Creativity is alluring, attractive. Too many people just consume and consume and consume without even thinking about it. And they never balance it with creating, with producing something. And as you know, it doesn't have to be some glorious work of art. It can be something you baked or whittled or wrote. Just something that comes from you. Many times, the dialogue that occurs when the daydreaming mind cycles through different parts of the brain. It accesses information that was dormant or out of reach. We will be reaching incredible depths and heights and finding out a lot about you. Perhaps even more about us. Think back now to your fingertips. When you created the necessary color between the tips of your two ring fingers, was it the lack of space between them that allowed the creation of the perfect color for right now? Or perhaps creation happened around the edges, where flesh met flesh to allow this color to spiral and rise, to expand and fill the space around you, leaking into the room as a mist or a cloud. The clouding of the room around you, allowing for freedom of imagination and thought as the mist removes distractions, moving you forward, further away from thinking and towards experiencing. Much like you press play to fill a room with sound, you've pressed your fingers together to fill the room with the exact right color for now. What you need to experience the depth of trance and height of floating. The experience is key. It is the reward. This is an auditory experience. Descending is a sensual journey of moving downward, often leading to new discoveries and perspectives. Whether it's descending from a mountaintop, a staircase, or even the heavens, the act of descending carries a sense of adventure and intrigue. As you descend a towering mountain, you gradually leave behind the thin air and piercing cold, descending into warmer climates and thicker atmospheres. The landscape transforms before your eyes, unveiling lush valleys, meandering rivers, and a myriad of flora and fauna. Each step down reveals a fresh panorama, rewarding your efforts with breathtaking vistas. Much like descending down, deeper down into trance, it has all kinds of rewards waiting for you, doesn't it? It's why you practice, it's why you get better, so you can see and feel and experience everything that I have waiting for you. Descending a grand staircase can evoke a feeling of elegance and grace. As you move closer, step by step, towards the ground, moving from a higher plane to a lower one. The descent instills a sense of anticipation, wondering what awaits you at the bottom. It's a process of leaving the upper world behind, descending into the depths of a building, home, or a symbolic space. You have often found yourself going down the stairs, perhaps down a variety of staircases, to find all kinds of adventures, haven't you? In mythology and art, descending from the heavens can symbolize a profound journey or a transition from the divine to the mortal realm. Angels, goddesses, and mythical beings descend to interact with humanity, bestowing blessings or delivering messages, or finding just a bit of fun together. This act represents a connection between the celestial and the earthly, a bridge that links two contrasting worlds. Descending is an act of transition and change, whether it's a physical movement or a metaphorical passage. Each descent holds the potential for new experiences and insights, making the journey all the more intriguing. Descend to discover more about yourself, about the state you're able to create with the help of my words. Whenever you say, descend to discover, you remember the world changing as you came down the mountain. Whenever you say, Descend to discover. You feel the excitement of heading down those steps towards something new. Whenever you say or hear me say, descend to discover, you feel the momentary awe of the mortal meeting the goddess who descends from above. I know that this altered state is one that you crave. And how will you know when you've gone as deep as possible in trance? You might not have noticed how you go deeper each time you're with me. The familiarity of my voice, the cadence of my words, and your trust in me as we create together. It all allows for this depth of experience. Even the music, crafted specifically for this time together in this shared headspace, it adds to the depth. Allow yourself to descend to discover. Going deeper down, deep may touch on some overwhelming emotional or physical sensations of being stuck, unable to move easily. Perhaps the sense of vulnerability and helplessness. It may trigger feelings of being trapped. But I promise you, my dear, that you are not trapped. In this deep state, body still and fully loose and limp, you have unlimited freedom of your mind. You wander through vivid scenarios, reliving memories, or crafting fantastical worlds. It's a welcome respite where creativity flourishes, desires take flight, and you momentarily detach from the constraints of reality. Feel the depth of your trance. Feel yourself held in this deep state. In the depths of trance, my mind takes flight. From the chains of worry, I'm granted a reprieve. The world dissolves and time stands still. I'm lost in reverie, a welcome thrill. Visions emerge like vibrant blooms, unfolding dreams in kaleidoscope rooms. The colors are vivid, emotions profound. In this inner sanctuary, I'm unbound. An orchestra of thoughts harmoniously plays. In this symphony of trance, I dance and sway. Descend to discover a world unknown, where secrets lie in shadows sown. Through hidden passages, venture deep. In twilight's embrace, lost dreams to reap. Beneath the surface, where mysteries dwell, unlock the stories that time can't quell. Unravel the tapestry, ancient and grand, and whispered echoes, hear a voice's command. Descend to discover a soul's deep core, where desires burn forevermore. Descend to discover the essence of you, the boundless potential waiting to accrue. Unleash your spirit. Let inhibitions part and find the courage to follow your heart. In the depths of your being, a universe thrives with infinite stars where passion survives. Descend to discover you. The feeling of being capable of more than you imagined, able to endure in a power play session in ways that you didn't anticipate, though you secretly hoped that you could, taking more than you ever dreamt possible, things that you always admired others for doing, proud, happy, and fulfilled. Pain is gone, problems disappear, and your current state of mind is a dizzy melt of joyful feelings. Each of these emotions, these thoughts, they have their own color, and you can feel yourself rising with them. Confident, feeling taller, higher, rising on this influx of adrenaline and endorphins, joyful, floating, ascending, dizzy and drunk. Earlier, you felt yourself descend to discover, but now you ascend to reveal. Your mind and body seem to no longer reside in the same place. Reveal more about yourself than those pre-programmed answers that you give to everyone else. Truly feel the freedom here, above all of that. Ascend to reveal a shared headspace up high, where lofty dreams fill the sky. Through soaring heights, embrace the view. In boundless horizons, find something new. Rise above the ordinary, leave behind the known. Where the extraordinary seeds are sown, unveil the potential that resides within. In celestial realms, let your daydream begin. Ascend to reveal the truth of your goal. Let the winds of passion make you whole. Explore the landscapes with wonder and awe, where daydreams take flight, no limits to draw. In lofty aspirations, your spirit shall soar, unleashing the essence you've been yearning for, transcending boundaries, breaking the mold, a symphony of pleasure, of purpose, waiting to unfold. Embrace the altitude, the heights unknown, where hidden truths are obediently shown. Ascend to reveal the strength you possess, a radiant light in this headspace caress. With each ascent, a new chapter discovered, the book of expectations now uncovered. Instead of walking, descending down that mountain, you find yourself ascending, moving up, floating up, ignoring gravity's gentle caress, finding a broader horizon, new things, pushing yourself, challenging yourself, and each win, each success, each obedient step helps you ascend, helps you to float, to move into this space, going up the staircase, leaving behind the regular rooms, moving up the stairs, one or two at a time, perhaps heading to a special bedroom, or just an upper landing with a balcony that gives you a different perspective, allows you to be different because you are different. You welcome the feeling of subspace. You welcome the feeling of ascending. Ascend to reveal more about you, about the world. Ascend to reveal so you see bigger. The smaller, mundane things, the shadows that cloud your vision or get in the way of how you want to feel, they're left down below. Ascend to reveal whenever it is that you want or need to know more. You'll find yourself using the two phrases, descend to discover, ascend to reveal, in your daily life, allowing yourself small pockets of time to daydream. Noticing daydreams is like catching butterflies in the mind's meadow. They flutter gently, inviting you to pause and ponder. Vivid scenes unfold, dreams and desires intertwined, and as time suspends, you savor the magic, glimpsing the depth of your desires. Repeat after me, and it's fine to do it in your imagination, or whisper or say it to the room if you like. I find solace here in Ellsworth's embrace, a hedonistic escape from life's bustling race. As the trance subsides, I emerge anew with treasures of insight to pursue. Grateful for this journey within my mind. I'll cherish this good thing. A treasure to find. Descend to discover. Ascend to reveal. Well done. You will spend more time uncovering what your daydreams are trying to reveal, as well as simply enjoying those daydreams that bring you pleasure. No meaning necessary, because feeling pleasure Whether it's a daydream, the thrill of laughter, the excitement of adventure, or a bliss of shared moments, it's often reason enough. You have allowed yourself to go very deep into trance this time, following me as I led you to each of these spots. I am proud of you, and I know that you will continue to use this session to make these phrases a part of your daily life. I also have no doubt that my very clever one will likely find himself memorizing parts of the poem. But for now, it is time for you to continue to awaken, to continue to move up and out of trance. You're welcome to continue on with your day, or just fall into a natural sleep. The music will continue to play for a few minutes after I reach 5. Use that time in the way that makes the most sense for right now. It may be for daydreaming or exploring the color that you created here. It may be for further waking up, finding clarity, or for settling back in, knowing it's a wonderful time to drift off to sleep. 0, 1, 2, moving up. 3, letting trance go. 4, fully out of trance, remembering, descend to discover, ascend to reveal. Your easy reminders of the daydream states, not trance, just daydreams. And 5, ready now to continue to listen to the music as it plays, using this time to recover and choose to be fully awake or drift off into a natural sleep.